Good evening, everyone. Today's subject is ruthless reign of ruins. Ruthless reign of ruins. Story about Hiroshima, Nagasaki. 70 years ago, tomorrow, America carried out nuclear attack on Hiroshima with nuclear bomb known as Little Boy. 6th of August 1945. Second attack was carried out on 9th of August 1945 with atomic bomb named Fat Man. These two attacks killed 2,12,000 Japanese in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. 2,12,000 instantaneously. And many more, tens of thousands subsequently. Subsequently, lots of people died of the radioactive maladies, radioactive sicknesses, and all sorts of things. These attacks killed every moving thing in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, destroyed the infrastructure, residential area, communities, schools, hospitals, transportations, every single thing that was moving, entire infrastructure was totally devastated. It happened in 1945, last leg of Second World War. Why America did that? Wars are fought, and wars are going to be fought in the future, but one definition of the war is totally categorical, unequivocal, and that is the forces of two nations are going to fight war. Nations are not going to resort to civilian attacks. America did. That was the crime against humanity. Totally inhumane gesture by America to attack on the civilian, absolutely innocuous, innocent civilians of Hiroshima, Nagasaki. There was lots of uproar about it, lots of controversy. Lots of controversy was going on. Lots of people were asking this question to President Truman of 1945. Why did you do that? President Truman defended himself by responding that that was the last resort, that was the last ditch effort by America to end the Second World War. According to him, Hirohito was not willing to listen any kind of logical arguments. Hirohito was not willing to stop war, not willing to surrender, but he wanted to perpetuate the war, only God knows how long. Some people say that America wanted to just subjugate entire Japan. Hirohito, Hitler, and Mussolini. These three leaders were on one side, US, China, Russia, England, and France. These five nations were on the other side. I have prepared 5 points. According to my parlance and prism, what might have gone in the mind of President Truman to attack on the civilian targets on Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Point number 1 is to terminate the terror of World War II. As President Truman argued that Second World War lasted from 1939 to 1945, and still in the last leg of Second World War, Hirohito, Hitler, Mussolini, they were not willing to relent. They were not willing to stop it. So according to him, he said, I used Little Boy and the Fat Man to attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki to break the back of Japan, to destroy Japan, so that Hirohito will have no any other option, no any other choice but to surrender. And he did. On 6th of August 1945, Little Boy was detonated on Hiroshima. 9th of August 1945, Fat Man was detonated. These two bombs, nuclear bomb or atomic bombs, did their work and objective of President Truman was clearly achieved. Point number 2, to experiment the power punch of Little Boy and Fat Man. Some Second World War watchers, experts were making, or they have been making this argument that America wanted to experiment these two bombs that America created in the Manhattan Project. Manhattan Project was carried out by Oppenheimer, Albert Einstein, Edward Taylor, and their Inc. They created this bomb, Little Boy and a Fat Man, but without using them. How America could find out what is this power punch, what kind of damage capacity it carries. So some people argue that America actually used these atomic bombs to see it's a power punch, it's a destructive capacity, it's a force, to see how many people it can kill and how much damage it can impose upon structure, which is structural damage and fatality both. And what about radiation level? How long radiation level hovers in the atmosphere and all sorts of things. So they argue that it was an experimental venture by America and Japan was a sitting duck. Very easy target for America to utilize its project, malicious project upon the people, and the killing 212,000 people instantaneously. Point number 3. Point number 3 indicates showing American military offense and defense might to the world. Some people argue that America wanted to display, America wanted to showcase whole world, friends and foe, adversary and friendly nations, protagonist and antagonist, how strong America is now. America is invincible now. America has shown them its offense capacity and defense too. By using this atomic bomb, America was sending this message to the world that if you try to mess with us, we are going to turn you in Hiroshima, Nagasaki with our offensive and defensive capability. So it was a show of force, show of power punch of American defense system. They wanted to hegemonize the world by power. Because they say, Americans say, might is right. You are always right even if you are wrong, if you are mighty. If you have a might, then you are right, everyone is going to give you standing ovation. So this may be the reason that America wanted to prove to every nation, both the ends of the aisle, both kinds of nations, antagonists and protagonists, friends and foes, that we have become invincible nation now. Fourth point is great game theory or conspiracy theory against the adversary of past, present and the future. Some people also argue this, that America has created this nuclear bomb in the Manhattan Project aimed at showing the adversary nations, enemy nations of the past, present and future that now America is totally invincible. America is kind of nation that you cannot even touch it. That was known as Great Game Theory, GGT, or Conspiracy Theory, CET. So that may be the part of conspiracy GGT theory. Nobody can actually pinpoint what was going on in the mind of President Truman. President Truman was only the person who allowed Manhattan Project, first president in the history of America, allowed Manhattan Project and allowed the creation of nuclear atomic bomb hush-hushly. So why he did it, only he knows. There are myriad of theories and a myriad of controversies and a myriad of explanations, myriad of elucidation, every single thing, but only the person who knows what was going on behind that heinous attack on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that one person is only Truman himself. Number 5, radiation sickness, haunting Nipponic posterity hitherto. Hitherto, even today, Nipponic posterity, the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren of those who were exposed to radiation in 1945 on 6th of August and 9th of August, their progenies carry that kind of distorted, that kind of mutated genes. Genetic disorder, genetic mutation has been going on hitherto. Japanese people still suffer from radiation sickness. And it will go on. Nobody knows how long. The genetic mutation has occurred. Due to radiation will go on. How many more generations are going to show the symptom of that radioactive damage done to their DNA? So these are the 5 points about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, atomic bomb attack on 6th of August and 9th of August 1945. That's all the time we have. Thank you very much for listening, watching. God bless you. See you again next time. Bye.